So it's time. We are so back. I was just itching to get back to the gym. As imperative and as important rest days are, I really don't like them because I feel like I'm just like all I can think about is when is my next gym sesh? When can I go back to the gym? But with that being said, it's still important to make sure you're prioritizing those rest days so you can get enough optimal rest and recovery because it's a little counterintuitive to train and not prioritize rest and rest in between those gym sessions because otherwise you're not recovering properly, which is a major and huge necessity to make sure you're optimizing your growth in the gym. I'm a little excited because after a rest day, I'm always just itching and excited to get back to the gym. So we're back. We're gonna be doing a little chest and triceps and shoulders. um, I ate my pre-workout snack already. Usually I eat my Welch's fruit gummies in the morning for a pre-workout snack, but today I decided I was craving something extra sweet, so I had some rice cakes and some apple cinnamon rice cakes. Those are very, very good because they're only 50 calories per serving. Coming from somebody who has a very, very bad sweet tooth, for me, I love the apple cinnamon or the chocolate flavored rice cakes that they sell by Quaker Oats. They're so delicious. It really calms down the sweet tooth when you're on a cut. The cut's still going on. Excited. My refeed day is tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. Long overdue. Been needing that for a bit. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Let's get started and get to the gym. Make sure we get there early enough. It's currently 4:59, 5 a.m. basically. Nice little early gym session before work. Morning lift. Get it out of the way, as you already know. And yeah, let's get to it. I think I've been cutting for about 2.5 weeks now, almost three. It's going pretty good so far. I've seen a lot more results. I've seen a lot more striations in the chest, in the triceps as well. So I'm very excited about that. I mean, it's good to when you start seeing the progress. Those first two initial weeks of your cut, you're gonna look terrible. That's something you have to kind of understand and realize when you're cutting. You're gonna not look the best. You're gonna look flat, depleted, and you might get in your head a little bit, and that's completely normal. Um, Bodybuilding and cutting, bulking cutting, just having that physique that you want to train for or that you have to diet for, in a sense, it's just very mental. A lot of it's very mental. You have to have a certain mental capacity to understand that sometimes you're not going to look your best, even when you feel like you're dieting properly and eating the right foods and all that. But that just comes hand in hand when it comes to training that way. Diet plays a huge role in the way you look. So unfortunately, though, there's going to be moments when you don't feel or look your best. You know, but it is what it is sometimes, and it's part of the process. You have to kind of remind yourself what the goal is and say, well, I know what my goal is. This is what I have to do to get here. And if I just keep applying myself and continue dieting and tracking my calories and staying strict with it, I'll get there eventually. It's a marathon, not a race. It takes time. With proper dieting, anybody can transform their physique in about 3 months. 3 to 4 months of consistent dieting and tracking, you'll see a big difference. I dare all of you to try it out. If you really want to transform your physique, lock in for 3 months and tell me that you don't see a difference after those 3 months of consistent dieting and tracking. But you have to be on point with it, you know? And at the end of the day, you have to hold yourself accountable. Hey, the only person you can blame is yourself because it's you and your body. So, but I digress. Um, let's talk about what we're going to hit today at the gym. We're going to switch it up a little bit. Typically, I like to do overhead tricep extensions when I'm doing my tricep workouts. But for today, I'm going to try doing single arm. I have some straps that I have that have the D handle. So I'm going to try to do some single-handed cable extensions for the triceps. Still going to do V-bar. Still going to do V-bar. And then normally I like to do incline press, like the seated incline press machine at the gym. But for today, we are going to attempt to do incline chest press on the Smith. And when I say attempt, the reason why I say attempt, as you guys already know, I've talked about it before, I have a very bad right shoulder. Haven't really gotten into detail as to how bad it is, but when I work out chest, it gets to a point where it feels inflamed and it really starts to hurt, and it feels like somebody's like putting a lot of pressure, and it almost feels like it feels like gravel sometimes when I'm lifting. It gets really tight, it gets hot, and then it just feels like there's gravel moving in there. I know I should see a doctor for that probably. I haven't been able to. Anyways, I'm going to try something new today. I'm going to try to incline press for the first time in a minute. I haven't inclined chest press on a Smith or in general in quite some time. And that's also due to the fact that my chest has always been my weak point. I'm trying my best to increase my my strength overall. If your strength is increasing over time while working out and lifting weights, then that is a good sign and a pretty damn near good correlation that you are building a lot of good quality muscle. And luckily, on a cut, I haven't really lost a lot of my strength, thank God. And that's imperative as well. You want to make sure when you're on a cut, you hold on to that strength as much as you can. You don't want to be losing too much strength in the beginning, even the first like month or two. So the fact that I'm 3 weeks in and a lot of my strength has still retained and hasn't really diminished is a very, very good sign that we're doing good on this cut. And you can also build strength. It's doable as well if you're doing the cut properly and you know what you're doing in terms of dieting, and caloric maintenance and deficits and all that, like all that tracking stuff, all that good stuff. Then you can actually essentially build more strength, or not more, but you can still get stronger, relatively stronger in comparison to your body, your body weight ratio and all that stuff when you're on a cut. So, but cutting is hard. I'm not going to lie. It's been pretty tough. It's a mental thing. You really have to remind yourself. We as humans are so accustomed to think to ourselves, well, I'm hungry. That's a bad thing. But you have to remember when you're on a deficit and when you're on a cut, you're going to be hungry no matter what. And it's not that you're starving yourself. It's just your body was so used to eating a certain amount of food. And now that you're restricting that food and you're saying, okay, I'm going to eat a little bit less today for a few weeks, your body starts freaking out and thinking, what's going on? We used to eat this, all the time, and now we're not. What's going on? So, but that's part of the process. Made it to the gym pretty early. Let's take a look at the time. It's currently 5:08. Mighty early, I'd say. In fact, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty crowded. It's kind of hard for me to find a spot. Hopefully we can snag a machine. I'm gonna try my best to set up the camera and just work out as I can. Hopefully it's not too overcrowded today. But yeah, we'll see the pump afterwards. You already know this whole thing. We're gonna work out, show the workouts, the sets and all that, and then we'll show the pump at the end and see the progression. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alrighty. All right, so that just about does it. Honestly, a 12 out of 10 workout. I got such an amazing pump, as you can see in the footage. The lighting is kind of terrible at this gym. Sometimes it's kind of like 50-50. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. Today was the latter. But it's all good. Got a great pump, amazing pump. Honestly, I know most people love chest day, like it's like their go-to. Never been too big of a fan of it, but I trained it as hard as I could today. It was an amazing workout. As you can see in the footage, the pump was solid, super amazing. So yeah, that pretty much just about covers it. I'm gonna go home, get some food in me, edit this guy together, shower and get ready for work. But yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Alrighty.